Hi, even if you're clueless about B2B marketing strategy, I'm going to give you a framework which has worked for me to help develop go-to-marketing strategies for myself and my clients. From my experience that I have seen, gets the revenue fastest. And I'll give this whole thing to you in less than 10 slides and probably within 10 minutes, right? So whenever I have a new prospect call, I usually ask them these four things in different form of questions. Number one question is, how many companies can buy your offering or would be interested in your offering? The second question I ask them is, what is the target persona? Which country your target people are located in? What is the size of their company? And are they the CXO? Are they the manager? Or are they just maybe starting out? The next thing I'm looking for is leverages. So, for example, the very first thing I ask them is, what is the cost per sale that you can afford? So let's say if they are selling something for $200. Well, probably I won't take that client because we focus more on one-to-one outreach, and sometimes $200 is usually the cost of getting a lead, right? And there are other leverages as well. And the last thing is the target audience you're going after, which country they are located in, so that we know how we can market to them based on the laws governing, their privacy policy and other stuff. So let's say a company comes to me and says, Akshat, maybe there are 1,500 companies that can only buy from me. Then I'm like, okay, then don't talk to me about number of leads. We really need to focus on the engagement of these 1,500 accounts. So they know you, they trust you, and they start a conversation with you, because this is your whole target market, and you cannot spam them, you cannot send them mass email, because it will more likely be a relationship based marketing, right? So, and if you don't know about account based marketing, I did 3 videos on my channel. You can go look them up. Account based marketing is also called ABM, so you can search that term. The next thing is, which is our sweet spot, is when the company says, okay, we have probably 15,000 or 20,000 companies that can buy from us. We're like, okay, now the very first thing is we get their data and we start doing targeted outreach, which is one-to-one, and which is at a bit of a scale that we have our numbers. Like if we send to 100 people, we can get 3% of them to agree to a meeting with us, or get 1% of them to agree to a meeting with us, so that we can keep doing it month over month and generate a consistent number of outcome, right? And for that, the 3 channels we usually suggest is LinkedIn messaging, calling, and cold email. And the personalization is based on if you are in, let's say, the 5,000 range, 5,000 companies that can buy from you, or the 20,000 range. The more higher you are, the more personalized the approach is. And the last is, we have, 30,000 companies or 30 lakh companies that can buy from us. And we also have a good profit margin. So, maybe we generate $5,000 of profit per customer. Then we're like, okay, then we usually combine targeted outreach with mass. And mass is more of a focus. So what we're trying to do is, how can we reach out to 1 lakh or 10 lakh customers with mass email, get them to click, see our videos, go through a funnel, and then show them retargeting ads, so that it's a bit more hands-off approach, and these people kind of self-serve themselves to becoming our client and become more aware about us. And sometimes if you are, in the 15,000 companies mark, we usually do both of these. We do targeted outreach and mass stuff. Okay, this is interesting. And I want you to, we'll go geography by geography. The very first thing is United States. In United States, the main thing is you must try LinkedIn. Though when you will be sending a lot of invites out, not many people will accept the invites. But still, it is a free medium. You should do that for outreach. And even if you get few leads, I'm pretty sure that will be worth your while. The second is a must thing is cold email. And you really need to master a good messaging for cold email, and making sure your open rates are high enough so that the people who are not connected with you on LinkedIn, you can still get your message across and get some activity going on over there. The last thing is is cold call. So of course you need the data for that. That is phone numbers. But if you have that, I think cold call works really good with cold email. And even in the cold email, the response rate will be less. So you will have a few leads from cold call, a few leads from LinkedIn, and most of your leads from cold email. Next thing is developing countries. So developing countries like India, or it could be tier 2 countries like UAE, GGC, that part of it. There you can go with LinkedIn and cold email. Well, your LinkedIn invites will get accepted and your cold emails will get responses. And if you have the budget, then you should also include cold call, because that's a number of leads that you won't be generating via the other two mediums. And last is Europe. And in Europe, the thing is, so basically the thing over here is it's similar to US, but you cannot do cold email because they have a law of GDPR, and I will cover that thing later. But you should talk to your lawyer. You can do cold email, but it needs to be very targeted and stuff like that. So in Europe, we usually suggest LinkedIn and cold calling and advertising if possible. But of course, the PM, the cost per click is very high in Europe. And this is in target persona, I have only discussed geographies. You can do the same thing for which target audience you're going after, right? And then you can plan, okay, this title, maybe CXO won't accept a cold call very easily, and I need to be very personalized in a cold email. Let's just say that, right? Next, leverage. So cost per sale is, I would say, a trump card. So if the cost per sale is very high, so that means if you're generating a lot more profit from each customers, then I knew a company that was sending a empty box of an iPad to their target persona and saying that if you take a 1-hour meeting with us, we're going to give you a free iPad mini. So that was costing them, I don't know, $700, $600 for the iPad and rest for the execution of that. And they said it was working pretty good for them. And of course, I think they must be making at least $6,000 for at least each new customer, because only then they could afford this kind of marketing campaign, and they were doing nothing else. They don't need any marketing strategy. They could pretty much bribe their way in. Second, the other end is like someone is saying, we only make $400 in the lifetime of our customer. At that point, it becomes very difficult, especially if they are not doing mass stuff, to get them leads at a cost that works for them economically, right? The second thing is lead monetization. So in lead monetization is, most of the leads that you will generate, 80% won't convert, and somehow 50% of them would sometimes, especially in mass stuff, would be that they would not have the budget, right? At that time, if you have a smaller offer for them, so companies sometimes what they do is you want to buy a service, that's, I don't know, $1,500 a month. But if you want to buy my course, that is $150 a month. And those leads that cannot buy the service ends up buying the course. And now you have more money to spend into advertising or your marketing, because you can monetize each lead better. So the companies that have this angle, you have a bigger runway for them to test more on advertising or on mass stuff to get them the results. Next is trial. So trial is, especially when you're selling big services, if the company has a small service or a small product that they can say, don't pay for this, but try it out. The good thing over here is that they generate leads very fast, because they're giving something without asking much in return. Of course, the other person has to invest and use their product or their trial. But yes, it works good in terms of getting a higher response rate from a market. Next is creativity. So some of our clients we have seen are more creative than us. We're not a creative agency. We specialize in making sure your message is getting delivered. And sometimes the companies are very creative in their messaging. And in that case, what we see is they get a higher return on investment, because they know their customer, they know their business, and they have found 1-2 things in their business that works for them. Another thing in leverage is showing expertise, and it is mostly done via content. So that is like in my case, if I get a prospect, I always send them a video that's on my YouTube channel that's like 43 minutes long, where I'm delivering a workshop to an audience. And I don't take the second call unless the people have seen that video, right? Because it shows my expertise. And when I'm on a call with them, the question is not there that does this person know his stuff? Because after they see the video, they have two things: either they know the stuff and then the call happens, or if the call does not happen because they think they're already doing something better. The second thing is some of the work you guys have done. So one of my clients was in out of home media, and they used to do this billboards. So one thing we proposed to them was, okay, you can take the image of that billboard, take the image of the ad that this company is running, let's say on Facebook, and put it on a billboard and send them over an email. And this is a very creative way of getting a response, because the other person's imagination is not going on over there. At that point, the person is like, okay, I will get this billboard, this is how my ad will look, should I buy it, right? Second thing is blogs. So one of my clients was in crypto, and the person wrote good blogs on tutorial, and it showed his expertise. So it was a pretty good idea to send that blogs across. So whenever someone is talking to them, they know, okay, this person knows his stuff because they have gone through the blog and it was pretty technical and it made sense. So that worked out. One of my clients had a pretty good website. Like, their website was off the chart. It was unique. It was clean and it looked very technical, and showed them, okay, these people know their stuff. At that point, we wanted to somehow get people to get onto their website before they reply to us, because then it will that will kind of increase their status. Okay, they have this one thing better than other companies. Last is sessions. So sessions could be webinars or hosting a live session where people can come and experience via your knowledge, and that could show them, okay, not only you are an expert, but they can have a talk with you before they commit to the next thing. And sometimes people don't reply to a meeting. In that case, ask them to join a webinar, ask them to join a live thing, and they probably will come to that free thing. A few percentage of them, but then again, few percentages add up. The last thing is laws. So in Europe is GDPR, which is, I think, the strictest, the most strict one, but it's not also a very tested piece of legislation, right? So there are not many cases on that. Second, in California is California Protection Act, something like that. And then there are other in Canada, which is CASL. So in these cases, you can do cold emails basically, or cold calling. Like in GDPR, you can do cold calling very easily. It does not affect cold calling. But in cold email, it's better you consult your lawyer, because some clients that are in UK that are doing cold email, but they have a pretty solid claim saying that, okay, these people I know need my service, and I'm not spamming everyone. These are just 200 people I'm going to talk to. That's why I'm sending them. So that those people have taken that risk because they know they have an answer to that thing. So yeah, laws are the trump card. You need to know which country. The most common countries are Europe, California in the US, Canada has some laws, and I think Australia also has some laws, but it basically says if you have an unsubscribe link, then it becomes a little bit easier. So yeah, these are the 4 things. The one practical example for this thing is, let's say if you're going after the CEO of a small business and you're targeting the whole world. And then again, it's a mass thing. Go for mass email, do ad role retargeting, and get people to opt in to your funnel. So basically they're seeing a video and then they maybe sign up for something of yours. Could be a webinar, could be a trial product. Next thing is targeting CXOs of, let's say, large Indian companies. In this case, you can get them on the phone with help of cold email. They will connect with you on LinkedIn. You can talk over there. Last but not least, calling also works. So, but probably advertising does not work too much with them, and mass email will just burn them because their large Indian businesses are less. There are probably 5 to 10,000 of them. So it's best you do only targeted kind of approach. Next is US. So in US, you're going after medium businesses, and there are a bunch of them, right? In that case, you have to be both targeted, because these people get messages across from the world. US people are trying to reach out to US people. Indian people are trying to reach out to US people. Eastern Europeans are trying to reach out to Europe people. US people. South Americans are trying to reach out because of course there are more businesses and they can afford most of the services. So in that case, we have to do targeting as well as mass, because even if you do targeted, the volume should be high enough that you can have consistent, could be 5-10 appointments per month to 100 appointments. So the volume needs to be there, and to cover up for that, it's best idea to do mass emailing and also retargeting, so that these people are aware about you. So these people can self-select if they are interested, and if they are interested, they'll click on your website and they will reply to you. And yeah, guys, that's basically it. If you want to work with us, if you want to consult with me, you can log on to bizamps.com, check out our pricing section over there. We post memes on Facebook and Instagram, so just put our name BizAmps in Facebook, you will find us. YouTube channel, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe it. If you don't like it, you can unsubscribe anytime, right? And then again, connect with me on LinkedIn. If you have a great profile, I'll sure not reject that invite. Yeah, that's basically it. Thanks, guys. Have a good day. Bye bye.